First ever sober by during South by Southwest.
I did.
I hadn't seen you in a while. You come walking in. My jaw hits the floor.
I'm here with a dump truck.
Because I see my girl been in the gym and she got something. I was so excited. You walked in, you were like,
Yeah, a little something. Yeah, a little something.
That was good shit. How's everything been?
Good.
What have you been up to? I know you are a very busy
really
girl.
busy.
Right?
Yeah, but things are good, man.
Yeah, it's cool. I've seen you less and less, but we're both busy, so it's a good thing, and it's cool we can connect and reconnect.
I always go through this point where I'm like, life is going to calm down, like after this. I tell people, because I'm always trying to get together with people or whatever, I'm like, oh, we'll do this then and this then, and I'm like, when things chill out a little bit. But I've learned to not say that, because things never fucking chill out. You just have to kind of adjust.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have the feeling it's like something really cool will happen? You know what I mean? Like some milestone, and I'll be like, well, that was it. Like that was it.
And then there's another level you got to get to.
It just keeps happening.
Yeah.
So it's like, fucking, let's go.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's what I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is life? This is not real.
Just happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's been we talked a little bit about before this, but they're in the process of turning the documentary into a film, and so.
Oh, so you're talking about it. It's not a secret.
No, we did. No, it's not.
That is so fucking cool, guys. What the hell?
I feel dumb talking about it. I don't know. It just feels corny, but having those
You're about to have a movie.
We'll see.
About your I mean, I have a good feeling in my soul and my spirit that you're just about to have a movie about your life. About your life. Like, that's insane.
But I know, but what's the chance? Like, there is one that they're doing. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Shit like that don't happen for us.
No, but it does.
Somehow.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, it is.
That's literally the crazy part. I just made a video on the way here because when I was stuck in traffic, like, I've been doing this carnivore bullshit, and I'm literally eating chicken, like cold chicken drumsticks on my way, sitting in traffic, and I'm like, how the fuck is this my life, where I like used to literally be a crackhead, live off of Airheads and Mountain Dew Voltage and drugs and Newport 100s. Didn't give a motherfuck about anything, like my health, none of that. Health and wellness, what is that? We don't know her. And now I'm just like doing all of these things. I'm taking care of my body. My life is like something that I never imagined in my whole life, and I didn't even try to get here. Like, none of this, like, it all just fell into place and fell in my lap, and that's insane.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And same with you.
I said the same thing, and it's, it's cool because I can look and understand. It's like God's been architecting all this. Everything happened for a reason.
Amen.
You don't know why while it's happening, but then now you can take a step and be like, oh, if that didn't happen, then this wouldn't happen, and it's all connected.
Right.
But to have the process of the documentary happen and go through those kind of emotional ups and downs, and then now to be doing this and it be a little bit higher level type of conversations, it's like God prepared me for all that, because now when I'm in these meetings, much like you're saying, it's just like, I'm just happy to be here,
Happy to be here.
The fact that this is even a fucking conversation right now is cool enough for me. Like, if it happens, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Dude, if you were never a junkie, none of this would have happened. And if I was never a junkie, none of this would have happened.
Do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
So this is some God shit. So, me and another group of guys named Pro Friction came up with the idea for the I Am Redemption games.
Yeah.
And so think of like...
Was that like a obstacle course?
Think of Survivor.
Okay.
Like Survivor challenges.
Yeah.
But a little bit more workout focus with like weighted vests and sandbags and a little bit more extreme.
All right.
And so we had this idea, and so I went out and did it at I was going to set it up to do it out at a treatment center here in Austin. And so it just so happens that I get reached out to by the dude that I did my first ever heroin shot with in Youngstown, Ohio. That he discovered the podcast, and that he said he had been lying to himself for the past 20 years. He had done dope, he kicked dope, he said he had been on Suboxone fucking pretty much this whole time. He drinks 2 cases of beer a day, but he thought because he wasn't shooting dope that he was good. He said he saw the podcast, realized he had been lying to himself. And so I got him in at that treatment center. And so it just so happened, so they did like an I Am Redemption week.
Yeah.
Where they showed the film, they showed a couple podcast episodes. I went out there and spoke. But to sit there and be speaking, and like, I never thought I'd be the dude that's going back to talk at treatment centers or speak any of these places.
Yeah.
But what the fuck is the chances that I do my first ever heroin shot with this dude 20 years ago, and then they just happen to be doing this entire week at this treatment center, and he's there for it to see it all.
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's
man.
a full
If that's not fucking
full circle.
If that is not God, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
What? I mean, I know I get a lot of messages, so I have to imagine you get fucking a gajillion times more.
Yeah.
Do you have any of those messages that like really stick out in your head?
Dude, there's so many.
Is there?
There's so many that, I mean, it's every day, like, comments, messages that I get really blow my mind because I'm just like, and then the way that people view me a certain way, I'm like, I'm just a regular girl that was a crackhead, and I'm literally just like you.
Right.
Like, I for real am. And I think that for me, it's just like I was such a piece of shit for so long, and I didn't give a fuck about anyone. I didn't help anyone. I didn't do anything. Nothing about my aura was helping anybody. And now people, like, just from me making a video or talking about something, they'll be like, this like changed my life, or you're the reason that I'm sober and stuff like that. And that, I think that's like the greatest gift I could ever, you know, be given in my life.
Dude,
it's insane.
It's so hard to put into words, and I sit there and every time I speak or do the show, like I preach from the mountaintops, like fucking use your experience to help other people. Use your experience to help other people. Like give that pain some fucking purpose and use it to help people, because what that shit has done in my life, or how it makes me feel, or to have somebody like to be that piece of shit and know in your heart that you were that piece of shit, but somebody come up with tears in their eyes and say that you changed their life or made them get sober, or they started running, or it's like,
well, I think that is our purpose. I think I've discovered that, you know, since I've been doing this, I'm like, fuck, dude. Okay, this is what I'm here for.
Yep.
This is what I'm here for, to speak open and honestly. And I've also had people message me like, hey, thank you so much for talking about this, like super specific fucking thing. I thought I was the only one that ever felt like that or went through that. And I'm like, no, man, you're not alone.
Right.
You know, and how cool is that? And then, you know, or they'll be like, you inspired me to talk about my story. And I think it's just a chain, you know, because I'm like, why the fuck do people not, right?
Yeah.
It's because they're in fear, they're in shame, they're in whatever, they're scared of how people are going to react. But I say this all the time, I'm like, if everybody owned their shit and talked freely about it, we would have so much more healing in the world. Because people are just like, they want to, and I get it, because I was in active addiction, right? It's easier when you're on the other side of things. You know, it took me a little bit to be able to speak as open and honestly as I do now, but there's so much fucking power in that and so much freedom, like when you do that. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's absolutely transformative.
Yeah.
And you did something for me that you taught me something, you know, you and I met, I was just getting into all this, the social media stuff. I didn't quite know it, but
now you're an influencer.
I mean, I don't know.
Influencer, man.
I don't sell anything, so am I an influencer?
Yeah, you're influencing people.
Okay.
You're influencing people. I fucking hate the word influencer, but I like to use it in like a quirky little way. You know what I'm saying?
I like
it.
Yeah. Fuck, what was I saying?
I did something for you.
Oh.
When you were trying to figure it out.
Yeah, like I come into this, and you know, I come into with this ultra running fucking military mentality, so instantly
super serious.
Yeah, I'm looking at everybody like they're fucking competition. I'm sizing them up, and you helped me lean into funny. You know what I mean? Which I am naturally in my everyday life, but I get on there and think I had to be this. And perfect example, this past week we just came out with my birthday episode, which you were the host of last year.
Yeah.
And
oh shit! Happy belated birthday!
Thank you.
How many? What is it? Eight?
So that's the funny part of the story.
Okay.
So I do come down here, 9 years sober. I'm shaking everybody's fucking hands. I do the episode. I'm talking about how great it is to be 9 years sober. I'm driving home and it fucking dawns on me, I'm only 8 years fucking sober. The past couple months as I speak, I'm sitting there. I'm like,
so you thought you were 9?
The past couple months when I've been speaking, I'm like, oh, you know. God willing, I'm coming up on 8 years. I was 7, but I've been saying I'm coming up on 8.
Yeah.
So when I got to 8, I thought I was 9. So we did the episode, and I just named it I am not 9 years sober. And everyone's like, oh, it's like clickbaity. I was like, I'm not trying to get it to be, but that's literally what it is.
It was an accident. Yeah. I feel like after that many years.
So I did a post about it yesterday, and I was like, on April 18th, I celebrated 9 years of continuous sobriety. There was just only one big problem. And then it's like some somber music, and then the music cuts out, and I'm just like, I was only 8 years fucking sober. But,
that's funny.
But I instantly thought of you because my first initial reaction was like, I got to redo the episode. I can't put any of this out. And then it's like, nah, you got to lean into this.
Right.
Because it's amazing how many people, I do all these other posts and shit. They're all like high quality, super edited. I do that one. It's just some shitty one in my car, but the comments go crazy because it's everyone like, I do that. I've done that. I do that with my age. So you help.
That's when people ask me how old I am, I forget all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't fucking know. Give me a second. I got to do the math. I don't know. That's really funny. And I'm glad that you leaned in. There's so much freedom in the funny,
It's
know?
so good.
It is. It just makes everything. No, I've also had therapists and counselors tell me that it's my defense mechanism, but I just feel like it makes things so much easier and more lovely and digestible,
How could that be a defense mechanism? Because
in
you're
rehab
saying
it
out
was
loud.
when I was just cracking jokes and all my, maybe not now. Look where it got me now.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Doing something right.
You know?
So, like, knowing that you're like a bottom of the barrel addict and stuff like that, in addiction, can you remember a time where you just looked around and you're like, oh, I'm a fucking bad junkie. Like, this is bad. Even where you were like embarrassed for yourself?
There's so many times. There was so many times. I mean, my trying to quit heroin and doing crack story is fucking insane. But the thing is that I was so delusional in my active addiction that almost everything I really thought was like a really great idea. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't really know until my last like bottom. When I was in a Motel 6 by myself, like pulling out all my body hairs with tweezers and no one would talk to me, and I had been on meth for 7 days, and I don't even like meth. I'm a crackhead. I don't like meth, but I did it for that many days in a row, and I think then I was like...
Think about that and look who the fuck you are today.
No, because
so
what?
Crazy.
Right. That's what I say all the time. I'm like, if I look at where I had never really accomplished anything in my life. Like my son is my biggest accomplishment, and he's the reason why, thank God, because I think about that a lot too. I'm like, I don't even know if I didn't have Johnny, I don't know if I would be here today. I don't know if I would have, because he was always my driving motivation to try, even when I didn't want it for myself. But yeah, I had a lot of really embarrassing moments. I think when I look at all of the different like phases that I tried to go through, like being a normal person, I think those are the most that probably stick out to me. I have so many like rock bottom moments that weren't my rock bottom moments that were so embarrassing, but I think the fact that like I had to exhaust every single like phase and style of addiction before I really realized, that to me is fucking insane.
Right.
Like I just couldn't get it together.
I remember this might be too much for the podcast, but I remember one like...
It's too much for the podcast.
I remember one distinct moment. I was very, very sick and couldn't find a vein.
Fuck. Yeah.
And I had to go pee.
Yeah.
So I went pee and I was like, not a bad idea.
Did it work?
Yes, but no. It blew up like a soda can. Probably missed a little bit, so not ideal. But yeah, like when I was trying to explain addiction to somebody who's not in this world, and I was like, when the dick vein seems like a good idea, like you got a problem. Yeah. Or standing inside of a fucking Starbucks with a needle hanging out of the side of my fucking forehead in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like it would be those moments where it's just like, this is...
Yeah, or me throwing away. I used to try it when I really wanted to be sober, like my whole addiction, and I would throw my crack pipes out of the window. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be a crackhead. Like, that's what I would do. I'm fucking done. And I would throw my crack pipe out the window.
Did you push the stem before you threw it or no?
Oh, always. I'm not wasting shit. I'm not a fucking lunatic, But I would throw one out the window. And then literally within like fucking 15 minutes, I would have to go back to the store and buy another one. I did that 15 times in one day.
No.
15 times.
Oh, you were
one day. I was sick of my own shit. And it's just me by myself, mind you. I'm not even rolling around with anyone. I was a weird, like, loner crackhead that would just smoke crack in my car and just be fucking weird. But that is how, like, I'm like, okay, bitch. Like, I think by the last time I was like, all right, it's not happening right now. So I just kept with it. But that's wild.
Were you a big drinker?
I wasn't, but when I drank, every single time I got blackout.
Oh, you blacked out?
Yeah, and that's why I was so delusional around my drinking for a long time, because I'm like, I don't like alcohol. Like, I don't like it. It's not my thing. But every single time I would try, there was a lot of times I tried to be sober and be like, a wine mom, and I drink 2 bottles of wine in that night and be shit-faced to go to sleep. And like, that's my experience with alcohol. But I really thought it wasn't a problem for me. And that's what kept me out a lot longer, because I would try to go to the bars and then just a couple drinks in, then I'm like, okay, where's the coke at?
That's exactly.
Where's the coke? You know? And then I'm at the trap house. Then I'm doing crack, and then I'm doing heroin, and then it always led me back to the. Did you have any times in your addiction where you were like manageable or like normal for a little bit, where you were able to manage for a little bit?
The methadone clinic.
Methadone clinic. Okay.
I could get high on heroin successfully while I was going to the methadone clinic.
Yeah, I mean,
that was about the best that I ever did.
Yeah.
I'd pull it together for a little bit to go to treat. I could do really well in treatment.
Right.
As soon as I got there, I'd get right with the program and get going and believe everything. But then as soon as I got back out there, it was off to the races. Yeah. Did I ever tell you about me going to, I told you on your show about me going to treatment in Louisiana?
Oh, that's the Scientology place. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot I told you that.
Yeah, the saunas, right? Wasn't it like saunas and then like not brainwashing, but they would look at that wall, walk over to that wall, touch that wall, turn around. I wonder if that must work for some people though, do you think?
Was
there a lot of success in that?
Like success stories
not
of people
for you,
staying sober?
Obviously. Yeah. I wonder what the statistics are. Scientologists tap in.
They'd be careful.
Why?
I don't know. They're probably standing outside right now.
No.
Who knows? They get down.
Oh, no.
Those motherfuckers infiltrate. Now, I think it would be like anything else. If I would actually listen to any of the shit they were talking about.
Right.
I mean, I want to say that, I remember a thing being on the wall where they had like, they weren't steps, but they were like 30 things to go by. And it was like respect people's religions. And it was like kind of their steps, if I'm remembering correctly. Somebody that's been narking on them, I'm sure will tell me I was wrong. But yeah, it was a lot of sauna, a lot of touching the walls. How long was that? That was kind of long. 4.5 months.
Jeez.
Smoked some rock and snorted some oxy that first night out.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I went to they gave me like a pass because my parents came into town. Mm-hmm. And so my parents took me to Bourbon Street. And then I convinced them it was okay to drink because I'm a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. And I had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 beers.
Yeah.
Went back 2 days later. They knew the moment I walked in the door. The moment I walked in there, like somebody was drinking. Like I didn't smell like it or anything.
They just know.
Yeah, and I remember grabbing a book off the table and throwing it against the wall and flipping out that I didn't drink, but I absolutely had.
But they didn't kick you out?
No.
For that?
What, for throwing the book?
No, for drinking while you were out on your little pass.
No,
they were just
they're
like...
pretty loose rules around
more
Scientology.
Yeah.
They don't really talk about that until you're done, and then they offer you a job. They get you to stay there.
They want you to be
so they'll hire you.
Scientology.
They'll hire you as a tech, and then they had a house down the road. You could live at the house
for free.
Yeah, and then all the techs, so you don't pay rent, and then they're getting paid, and so they just run on and spend all their money on tattoos and shit. So as an addict, you're like, I could work here and just get like, fuck yeah.
Wait, they have tattoos? They're allowed to, I think I confuse Scientology with Mormon people.
Yeah, it's not the same. I think the Scientology, their base is down in Florida, Clearwater, Florida.
Okay.
The Mormons are out in Utah.
Right.
So the Mormons are out. L. Ron Hubbard, he wrote a book, Dianetics, and it was basically his take on mental health, kind of, I guess. Mm-hmm. If you ever listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, he'll always talk about and say L. Ron Hubbard is in the Guinness Book of World Records for writing more science fiction than any other human ever. So he's wrote more made up shit than ever, and then everyone's like, that. We're going to follow that. We were on a cruise not long ago, and they have a ship that's...
a Mormon ship?
No, Scientology.
Oh, Scientology ship.
But it's like trapped in the port. They're not allowed to leave. But there's people on the boat.
Is Scientology a religion? Or what? Or it's just they
got classified as a religion for tax purposes, but there's like
but they're not really.
There's no God they talk about or anything like that.
So it's really just like a conditioning program.
That's what it is.
Kind of like
human
culty
conditioning.
A little bit, but like also like the 12 steps, kind of, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would make you read out of a book, and every time you like took a breath, every time you hesitated, if you stumbled on a word, you'd have to go back, and they'd be like, define the word the. And you have to like use it in a sentence and like do all these things, and it was like all of this came from misunderstood words, and you don't know what you're reading, and it was just, I don't know, it was some wild shit.
Yeah, that's
it's a cool story to tell though.
That is.
Yeah.
Not everybody goes to Scientology rehab camp.
It's definitely a check mark on your
on
your resume right there. I think.
Yeah. Shit.
How many times did you go to?
I went to treatment 4 times. 4 times. Yeah, but not like, okay, so, and then I went to a bunch of like state-funded hospital detoxes and shit like that. But My parents were like not the type of parents that were like, we're going to send you. I didn't do the Florida Shuffle. I didn't go to treatment 12, 15 times. Like, I only went once every couple of years, and it wasn't a thing that was open to me. My parents were like, we're not fucking paying for that, you know? Until the last time where I also got scholarship to 2 or 3 of those places, which was tight.
Yeah. Scholarships always do well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, when I went to, I think I told you this, I went to Antigua to Crossroads, Eric Clapton's rehab, and it's like a fucking, oh my God, it was the nicest place I've ever been in my life. I was fully scholarship there, and at the end of my stay there, I wanted to stay. I like begged them to like let me stay longer. Yeah, because that was like the first time I was like, oh shit, maybe I could actually be sober.
Right.
You know, I was there for, I think it was like the 28 days, but they had an option where you could stay like 2 weeks longer, and I was like begging them to fucking do it, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So, but here I am now, sober and stuff. So it was just part of my process.
Right.
Yeah.
Recently I've come to realize, like, I went through a tough time mentally probably like 6 months ago. I was depressed and crazy thoughts and all that shit. But I was within 3 or 4 days, I was able to pull myself out because, like, I got back to running, I got back to community, like, I had the tools. And so, like, it dawned on me. It was like, wow, like, I'm equipped now. Like, now if something goes wrong, I know what to do. I know what I need. Like, you know what I mean? Before I just didn't have those tools. I never really looked at it like that. And so now doing what you do and having the life, and we're both sober, obviously, like, mental health doesn't stop.
No.
And then being on social media's attacks on mental health and fucking all that shit.
Yeah.
And so what do you do now that helps you do with that? Because I've seen before you
yeah, I mean, I'll be so real. I still have my moments, and I'll still have my moments where I sit in shit. Sometimes I need to sit in some stuff and get to the point. I'm hard-headed. Like, simply put, I'm really hard-headed, and so sometimes it really takes me to be in a lot of pain to put some action in. Sometimes I'm really stubborn, and sometimes I really like to sit. I don't like to sit in my shit, but I do like to sit in my shit because I do it often. Right. Not often, I wouldn't say often, but I do. You know, I know the things now, like, if I'm not working out, if I'm sitting in my bed all day rotting and I'm working from bed and I'm on my phone for 12 hours a day just doing these things, and I'm not talking to my friends, and I'm not talking to my support network, and I'm not going outside, and I'm not fucking touching grass, I'm
grounded,
unwell. Yeah, no, and I get unwell quickly, and I've had a lot of moments like that, and I think with social media, because I am on my phone, it can't be fucking good for anybody. No. Like, it cannot be good. And this is, listen up, everyone, because please put your phone down for at least an hour a day. At least an hour a day, and go outside and fucking be in the sun and touch some grass and be in nature and hug a tree if you fucking need to. But like this, it's really ironic that this is my job, like, just consistently being on my phone and like this virtual stuff, because most of my mind and body yearns for like an off the grid fucking life, especially now. Feel you. Like, literally, I want to throw my fucking phone off of a bridge sometimes. And that's not saying that it's like this, it's not like that all the time. There's so much positive and love and like so many amazing things that you can do through social media, but there has to be a fucking balance because humans are not designed to do this shit, and it's scary. And
I'll just for a second, like, I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, I thought I understood, like, once you get into this shit, like, it looks really cool. It looks really cool doing all these videos, but when your fucking entire day is sitting there editing fucking videos and doing this shit, like, yo, it is a lot.
Yeah.
It is a full-time
you miss out
fucking
on a lot.
job.
You can miss out on a lot of life if you're not careful. And that's the thing. It's like, I just took the boys to Kalahari.
I saw.
It was so fucking fun.
I
love it there.
You took that picture and I was like, damn, Johnny been in the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we went, and that, just even that, like, just spending, everybody gets so caught up with work and social media and doom scrolling and all of these things, and we kind of lose sight of like the real actual purpose of life. Yeah. And life is fucking short. And I go through phases where I'm like very aware of that, and I'm like, okay, live in the moment. I'm here. I'm doing these things. My phone is not on me. But then I have moments where the times in my life where I am like way too into all of the other things. If there's not a balance, that shit can make you insane so quickly. It's just not good for anyone.
Right.
So I think balance is the most important thing, which is hard to do when it's like, this is my full-time my full-time gig. So it's hard.
Do your eyes fuck with my eyes? Have started to fuck with me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll be looking at something.
Is it blurry?
And
like
I'll see lines and
yeah,
outlines.
that's not. I low key right now in this
Really?
side. It's like a little foggy for me.
I was at church last week and I'm sitting there going, like looking like it's like I saw writing everywhere.
Yeah,
or something.
I don't
like,
know
what
if
the
that's.
fuck is this?
I don't know. I actually don't know if that's like what is that? Hello,
chat.
What is that?
It's got to be the blue light looking at your phone.
Yeah, but is it permanent? I wonder if it's like I haven't looked into.
I don't know, but I need to get those glasses.
Yeah, I have a pair of those glasses. I just don't ever use them. But I'm trying to do so little things that I'm implementing is like I'm trying not to scroll on my phone first thing in the morning. I'm trying to do that in the morning and at night. No, I'm not freaking perfect at it because I love a little rug cleaning doom scroll at the end of the day. That's how I like to unwind. But I also know it affects your sleep. It affects everything about your body and we don't realize it like while we're doing it. So I'm trying to implement more times where I am just like without screens or technology and I'm just fucking when I do that because I've realized when I do that I'm a lot more happier.
Right.
I'm a lot just my mental health is a lot better. And the weather's nice out too now. So it's like nice outside. I can do more outside and stuff like that. This winter can be rough for me sometimes. Not that we even have like a real winter here.
No, it hit everybody this year. That season change. That's when it hit me.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we did Sober By, like something really cool happened, and you know that was the first event I had sponsored and everything like that.
That was so cool.
People were wearing I Am Redemption shirts, and so my first instinct was the one to take out my phone. But I remember like having that conscious thought. It's like, no, I want to make connections. I want to enjoy this.
Well, and you had your crew following you around with the camera too, right? So you did, right? Didn't you?
Jason was there taking pictures and stuff like that.
Where's Jason at?
He had to run out today. He should be back before you're gone. But what was cool, and this is the power of social media, but again, it's this dual thing, was I've connected with all these people who are in like the recovery Instagram space and kept up with them, and we started supporting each other, and then these people started flying in. Like, I was just like, holy, there's people flying in for this event. And then what was super cool was the day before I just happened to be doing a ruck march. And so, you know what that is?
Nope.
All right. So, like weighted vests, go march really far.
Okay.
Right. So everybody was training for a 50 miler. We were doing like a 9 miler that day or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's 30, 40 pound vest on, and you just go hike. So it was like 4 a.m. You know, I keep crazy hours. So 4 a.m, I messaged these people that have flown in and was like, hey, I'm doing a ruck march at 8 a.m. Boom. They all
You say rock march or ruck?
R-U-C-K. Ruck.
Okay.
It's like a military ruck.
Okay.
Bag.
Ruck. Yep.
You never seen them around town like the big green backpacks
I've
and the
seen
boots?
Those. Yeah. I just never knew. It's called the ruck.
Yeah, ruck march.
Yeah, okay.
So they come out, they do the ruck. So by the time we get to Sober By, we're all like tight as fuck by this point.
Right.
We're like bonded.
Yeah.
We get done with that night and everyone's looking around like, what's next? And so then we go to the gym and we do a dope video and all that.
I know. I saw all your stuff. That was so fucking cool.
But we've stayed connected because at the end, everyone's like, how do we keep this going? And so to find this collective of like these like-minded, motivated people where like everybody in this group, it's like, and again, everybody lives their life a different way, and as long as you're sober, that's all that fucking matters. But there's like some of us like got sober, it was like, I'm not done.
Right.
Like I'm sober, but my aspirations are so much fucking more. I got to make up for lost times. I got things to do.
Oh yeah.
And so it was like this collective group of like all these highly motivated people. It was like, I thought I was fucking crazy in this world, but I just like found my fucking people. And so we've just continued to stay connected and fucking support each other's shit on social media.
Beautiful.
And it just has continued to build. And so it's like awesome. Like now I'm able to build this community, you know what I mean? And do these runs and these lifts and these meetups and stuff like that. But again, it's all through social media.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm building this community to be in person, but I got to do it all through here. So it's like, fuck.
Yeah, but then when you do, like, it's like my girlfriend group that I'm in. Those I love those bitches with my whole soul, and like the fact that social media relationships have transferred over to real life and like lifelong friendships is so fucking cool. Really? So that's it's like a double-edged fork. It's a double-edged fork.
I like that better.
Yeah.
Double-edged fork.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting time and unique time that like we could have this type of impact through social media.
Right.
and it just keeps getting better and better, and then it just keeps you on there longer and longer and longer.
It does.
But you said something good. My wife and I had realized it is like I get all wrapped up in doing all this stuff, and she gets wrapped up in her stuff, and you get this point where we needed to realize like once a quarter we got to go like away and like actually unwind.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that that's like I thought that was just something grown-ups say.
No.
Oh, you got to unwind? No, like you literally have to like
actually literally.
It's a process.
Yeah.
And so like I need to go somewhere for a week. I need to be away from my phone. I need to not be picking that shit up every
Where's
2
your next
seconds.
place you're going?
We just went to Port Ay's, like our favorite little spot. I love Port Ay. You been down there?
Yeah.
We need to go down.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to plan something actually for like June or something, because we're taking a little break from filming my podcast for the summer.
Good.
Because I just needed that, you know,
It's
as
a
much
lot.
as I love mine. We filmed a lot of episodes so that we'll have episodes to, but I also traveling and everything like that. Like I just need to stay planted.
Yeah.
And then probably go on my own little staycation or whatever, and like with my family. Because I need that.
Yeah.
Like you were just saying, like I need more of that. I don't get a lot of that. So
I love going down to Port A because it's 3
have
hours.
you been to South Padre?
Yeah.
Do you like it better?
No.
No? What? The water.
Not
See,
even
here's
close.
my thing is I love Port A. It's so cute. It's so cute and gorgy, and I love it. The water is different to me than Padre, though.
Isn't it the same ocean?
It's just, I think it is, but it's like if you go in Padre, it's like blue, and the water feels different. When I went to Port A, I don't know if I went in the right spot or whatever, but the water was only like this high. It was like 80 degrees, and it was like kind of green.
Are you thinking Port O'Connor?
No, I'm thinking Port Aransas.
Really?
Yeah, I went for like 3 summers in a row.
No shit.
Yeah,
We've
and
been
you know the boardwalk thing, or what is it, pier? I would always like post up under there.
Okay.
There's probably many different beaches.
Yeah.
So I stayed at this hotel, and they would just shuttle us right to this one beach. So maybe they brought us to a shitty beach or something. I don't know.
Maybe it was their part of the beach because
Maybe, I don't know.
Port A, we went down there and like it's clean as shit. There's bathrooms every so often.
No, it wasn't dirty. I don't think it was dirty.
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't remember the water. We go to the beach. I don't actually go in the ocean that much.
Oh, okay. So
We'll
then
just
that's
go
what
out
it is.
and lay
See,
out.
I'm ocean. I'm Cancer. I love the water.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm big in swimming in the ocean and doing all that. And for me,
I want to see what's
we
swimming
also went
around
in
me.
the summer, and it was like the water was really fucking hot. It was like a hot tub.
Yeah, we like going in the winter or the fall because it's chill down there. You can have a fire on the beach every night. You park your car, get the golf cart, and just cruise around.
What do you guys get, like an Airbnb there? What do you do?
Yeah, we brought the dogs down one time,
I
but
love the beach.
we park the car. We don't touch it again and just cruise around on the golf cart. We'll have a fire on the beach every night.
Yeah.
It's the shit.
Yeah.
Get that unwind feeling.
Yeah. I
What-
felt that at Kalahari, I'm not going to lie, even though it was a little overstimulating and a lot, it was 10 minutes away from my house, which is perfect.
How'd your youngest son do there?
Dude, he did good, but he also got sick. We had to leave early yesterday. He like came down with a fever. I think he went a little too hard the first day that we got there.
He goes hard.
Yeah, he does. Always.
You got when you guys came over the last time, it was the first time I met him, and it was like I met him and I turned my back for 2 seconds and I turned back around and he's running on top of the couch
That's
like back
Silas.
and forth. I'm like, how did he do that?
Yeah.
And then
he's on 1,000 all the time.
what were we watching? UFC. We were doing something. We were watching something.
I think it was a fight or a game, some kind of boy bullshit that you guys were doing,
Yeah.
right? Or your friend was fighting.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it was. And then Connor was fighting. And then that's his hat right there.
Oh. Hello.
And I remember looking out into the backyard. It was cute as shit because it reminded me of me as a kid. But he grabbed my dog's frisbee and he looked back at the window and then just went whoosh and chunked that shit over. I was like, that.
Did.
Yeah, but he was the shit.
Silas is such a little shit, but he's the best.
No,
fucking
he
kid
was
in
the
world.
man, dude.
He's just, you know what I explain him as? He's a Sour Patch Kid. Like,
Okay.
first he's sour, then he's sweet type bullshit, because he is the sweetest, like, most kind little baby, but he is also such a little, like, mischief. He's just a little naughty boy, but he's also so
he's you in a male version.
It's facts, and that's fucking terrifying. That's what
Run
Johnny
up.
is, like, our angel, calm, you know, whatever. Silas is like the wild. He's just like me for real.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, Johnny, he doesn't say it. We get him talking about rap, he'll talk about that.
Yeah.
He keeps it pretty quiet.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. He's just chill. He's like chill and
Stoic.
mysterious, you know. That's his vibe. And then Silas is just just like me.
That's good though.
Yeah.
So what this might be a hard question for you because people ask me all the time, like, what my plans are or what's my goals or this or that.
Yeah.
And I always say the same shit. It's like I just keep putting my energy into helping people, putting good energy out in the world. Good things keep happening. I'm going to keep doing it. But do you have any, like, tangible things where you're working towards? You're like, this is what I want to fucking do?
I really would like to put my energy into something. Like, we had a guest on my podcast last month who started a nonprofit that generates so much income for people that can't afford treatment. And I would love to do something like that. Like, I would absolutely love to do something. I don't know what it would look like exactly. I don't know the first fucking thing about how that stuff works. But I would really, really, really love to come up with a nonprofit or a foundation or something like that where all of our, do fundraisers and raise money for the people that cannot afford treatment. Yeah. Because treatment is fucking I was a scholarship kid most of the time. I think insurance paid, when I had insurance before I was 26, paid for one treatment center, and then kicked me out because my insurance ran out or whatever the fuck. So I think that doing something like that, I would be really passionate about. That's definitely in my goals. But other than that, I'm just going with the flow.
Me too.
That's it.
I've thought very hard about making I Am Redemption into a nonprofit, or opening one. There's so many things I want to do, and none of it involves, like, I don't give a fuck about, as long as I can pay my bills, I'm good. Like, I'm not in this for the money.
Yeah.
And people get all bent out of shape when I'm not, because I don't give a fuck. Like, I give my merch away. Like, I don't care. So we started the run crew, but, like, what I would like to do, it was cool. We just did the Austin Marathon when it happened, and we had 7 people on the Redemption Crew run. Team go out there and run it, but one of the dudes was still in treatment, and so I trained him the whole time he was in treatment, and then he graduated on Saturday night. I picked him up Sunday morning. He ran a half marathon, and then I got to drop him off at Sober Living. And so, can you imagine walking into Sober Living with, like, a win like that up under your belt?
Yeah, that's fire. I love that.
And so, like, once I did that, that's what somebody did for me. And once I did that, I was like, man, like, I would love to set up where I could have, like, I could scholarship people to be able to come run a race with us, or, like, do shit like that.
Exactly.
Like, that's what I give a fuck about. That's what I want to do.
Same. It's I talk to so many people all the time that reach out for me for help and stuff like that, and the amount of people that I can give some resources to, but that just really don't have enough resources themselves to go anywhere or get the help that they actually need, it, like, breaks my heart all the time. So I think that would be, there's, like you said, there's a million things that you want to do, and there's a million things that I want to do, but, like, I was really inspired by this guest that we had on, and what he's been able to do for people that just, like, don't have the resources. And I think it's really fucked up that that's how our country works with treatment, but it is what it is, and so that money has to come from somewhere. So I would really love to be able to help people out like that, and
I'm always looking for ways to, there's so many treatments, obviously I know that's one of the things you do, but, like, it's like I'm always trying to look for, like, what after. You know what I mean? Because, like, treatment's cool. You go to treatment and all that, but it's everything that happens after.
Right.
It's like, what can I create? Like, that's why I'm doing the run crew. Like, that. I want people to be able to come run. Like, I don't give a fuck if you want to be an ultra runner or any of that. Just come be active, like you're saying. Get your feet on some grass. Come out. Look at the water.
Have you started, like, a Facebook group or anything? Do you have, like, a Facebook? I know you have your page, but have you started, like, an actual,
There's so many things that I need to do, but I'm a one-man show.
We just start, the girls that I'm in my group chat, we call them the group chat girls, right? That's all my sober girls. It's Abby, Janine, Jenna, Gabby, all the rest of them, right? We just started, because we share a lot of videos of us and our befores and afters and, like, where we all come from and this and that. And in the comments, there's always these women like, I wish I don't have any sober girlfriends and I'm sober, or, like, I wish I had this. And we just started a group on Facebook called the Sober Girls Group Chat, and we have, like, 300, we just made it the other day. We have, like, 300 girls in there. We all get to fucking, it's like a spot.
That's,
like, you can create a little community.
That in works.
Yeah.
I do have that in works.
I was going to say, if you're not, do it.
Yeah,
because
I do.
Once again, the power, the positive power of social media is, like, we get to bring people, okay, you don't have a fucking support system, here you go.
Yeah.
Come here, know? That's so fucking cool.
So now that I've been posting about doing the runs and the work, like, my goal is to have that run group every Saturday. Here in Austin, I want to have a Redemption Crew Lift. We do it at a gym a couple times a month where people can show up and do that. Fuck, I forgot where I was going with that.
What you want to do with your group.
To be able to have like these pop-up things where like if I go out to LA or whatever like that, like I want to grow it to the point where like, hey, we're going here, we're going to do this.
Everyone come out.
And bring people out. But so that group, we have a call every other Saturday. But we were just talked about last Saturday of like, that's one of the things I want to do is to be able to have that support group, much like yours I got on. I spoke at yours when you very first started, because I love that idea. Plus, I can only reply to so many DMs and comments and stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
But so if I can put everybody here, that's fucking top.
And then there's that's what I always tell people. It's like, I would love to be a part of your support network, but how networks work is like there's all of these people, right? And so like it's been really cool for the messages that I can't answer. I put like a thing on my story. I'm like, hey, join this group chat, and then here's a whole fucking a ton of women who are in similar lifestyles, can support you, can be here, and we can all do this together. Right. So it's really fucking cool. Did I tell you about Sober Camp? No?
I don't think.
Camp Soberfest?
Oh, wait, you went to it last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to go.
It's coming up this year again in August.
Is it in August? Mm-hmm. Where do you got to fly to?
It's in California. Camp Sequoia Lake.
I'll go.
You will?
Yeah.
Will you bring Jasmine?
Yeah, she'll go.
It's glamping. It's glamping. You can get a cabin. You can bring a tent and shit if you want to be on the ground or whatever, but it's really fucking cool. You should come.
I was trying to get her to come out to LA for here in June, and
she's not?
No, she won't.
Oh, we'll miss you.
She's got to take care of the dogs.
Oh yeah, you had another dog, huh?
I did.
A puppy?
Yeah.
Same kind?
Betsy Doberman, yeah.
Oh.
I thanked my wife. I looked over at her yesterday. We were sitting on the couch, and we're sitting there watching TV, and I have the one here and the puppy here, and they're both like tucked between me, and I looked over at her, and I was like, I just want to say thank you. And she's like, for what? And I was like, for doing this in my life.
Oh.
Because like I didn't grow up with animals. Like my dad had one I'd see every once in a while, but to come home and those little fuckers be so excited, and then like obviously I don't have kids. I have no idea what it's like to have kids. But I feel like on like a 1/10 level, I understand.
Oh no, Silas wants a dog so fucking bad, and in some aspects, dogs are harder than kids. Like in some aspects, not in a lot, but I feel like especially like if you're a very busy person, like handling who's going to take the dog outside and who's going to feed the dog and things like that. As I was telling Silas, asks me every single day to get a puppy, and I would love to.
Right.
But then I think about me traveling, and then I think about how no one's home during the day, and these kids ain't they're not going to do it. I'm going to get stuck with all the responsibility. As much as I love a puppy and I love dogs with my whole entire heart, I'm like, I would feel so terrible if it's just home or in doggy daycare all the time. They're a lot of work.
Yeah,
you know? It's a lot of work.
Yeah, if with as much as I travel and I'm out and about all day every day, if she didn't work from home, we wouldn't have been able to.
Right, exactly. I told Silas when we were at Kalahari, said that. He's like, can we get a puppy? You know, Johnny wants a cane corso.
Okay.
He wants to get a cane corso, and we were looking at cane corso puppies, and then Silas, will not let it go. And I'm like, hey, look, if we had a dog, we couldn't be here at Kalahari. Like, we'd have to like go home and come back and like do all of these things. We can't really, it's a big deal. I'm trying to instill that it's not just a little tiny. It's a huge responsibility to have an animal.
But it's almost like a kid too. It's always it's like an equipped excuse too.
Right,
it's like,
right.
Oh, the dog is in the
gotta
kennel.
Get the dog out.
Home.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's always good. But man, I did not know that I could love those fuckers like that. Just like
I know, it's the best.
Just want to crawl in their skin. They just do so many things. They're just
so cute.
They are.
Yeah.
Dobermans are the shit too.
Yeah.
Dobermans are cool. Cute. They're very, very protective. I fucked up. I was cutting the grass the other day, and I left the gate open when I was done, and so that we have a little doggy door in the back, and they just come and go. Well, the gate was open. So I get a text early morning, it was like 7 a.m. from the neighbor saying that he's like, hey, I see 2 Dobermans out and your gate's open. So I'm like, thank you so much. And I was like, I hope we don't end up on the Facebook page because our little community Facebook page, they be going hard on
I love my community Facebook page.
Nice. These people suck. But
really?
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, are they
it's
just
a bunch,
like Karens?
Yes, a bunch. And next thing I know, fucking animal control's at my house. And then they're coming up and they're like, we've gotten multiple reports and this isn't the first time. I was like, my dog's never been out of the fucking fence unless it's with me.
I hate that for you.
But it was funny because like instantly when they came to the door, I was like uber protective. Like, you guys think you're coming anywhere near these fucking things, you're crazy. But yeah,
What do they do in instances like that people just let their dogs outside? Do they try to take your dogs like CPS? Is it like
I would imagine if you had probably like if it did something aggressive or multiple or this or that. But immediately I was like, do you have a picture? Like, they're like, we got a call. So I could just call randomly and say whatever the fuck I want.
Where were those cops at when I was calling the cops on my neighbors and their barking dog? God damn.
Is it that bad?
It was so bad. Well, I moved now, thank God.
Was that one of the reasons?
I mean, it wasn't. It was a driving factor of like I don't know how much longer I can do this for, but it wasn't like the main. I wanted to buy a house before the dog came into the picture.
Gotcha. Just a little added.
It was a major added bonus.
Really?
I don't think I've slept so much better since I'm in the new house.
Just all night or what?
The dog was barking all night.
Every night?
Every night.
Really?
Yeah.
And the people just didn't give a shit?
I guess not. I went there. Jenna was staying at my house once. And I wake up. It had me up from like 1 a.m. to like 4:15. And it's this thing. I'm sitting there trying to go to sleep. And then like it would stop for like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, finally, right? And then it's like... You know, but it's not like that. It's a deep ass fuck. I wish I had my phone so I could I'll show you after this. It's a deep ass bark. It's very loud. No,
come on.
I can only do a little Shih Tzu or whatever I just did. I don't know what that was, but it's a very loud dog, and it woke me up. And I don't do well with my sleep interrupted. If one thing about me is that's probably the most unspiritual I'll ever be. Really? Is like, yeah, if my sleep is getting fucked with, so I wake up at 4 something in the morning and I leave my house, I put a hoodie on and I go around, because the way my where I live was set up is like the yards are attached to each other, but it's privacy fences. Yeah. So this was the dog. It was like my yard, and then it was the dog right here, like diagonal. It wasn't right across. It was, but it attached to my yard. Yeah. Because all the houses are really close together where I live. So I didn't know exactly what house it was because the house is facing the opposite direction, but I knew the street. So I had to go around at 4 o'clock in the morning, figure out what house it was, listen to the barking. I went and I knocked on the door at 4 in the morning.
Did you really?
I fucking did.
Let's go.
I documented it too. I was going to make a whole video and then I was like, wow, I'm insane. Oh. I was like, wow, I'm insane. But nobody answered the fucking door. I tried leaving, and this was a whole thing. I made a whole video like series about it because it was really fucking with me for a minute. Right. It was, and I was very close, and it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's, right? I'm a dog lover through and through. Yeah. But I was very close to going to open their gate and taking him into my house, into my bed, so I can get some fucking sleep, because I was just, it was bad.
That would have been some gangster shit.
Yeah, it was bad. And I don't call the police, and I called because I was so distraught, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck do I do, you know? And they were like, yeah, we can't really do anything, especially at this hour of night, because it doesn't look good, like pulling up to someone's house like in the middle of the night and whatever. It could escalate and whatever. And I'm like, well, it's about to escalate with me because I'm going over there. I can't, you know. So yeah, that was a whole situation.
I did a ride along with Austin Police Department.
Oh yeah,
I
saw that. Ago. How was that?
It was dope.
What was the most fun part of the day, or action packed?
They got the helicopters out and all that shit, and they were talking from the
helicopters.
Yeah.
Did you get to go in the helicopter?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they were staking. So what was it? There was a bunch of shit going down at like this corner gas station, and so everyone.
What corner gas station was it? Where was it at?
I don't even know.
It's just somewhere in Austin?
Northeast Austin. Edwards sector, that's all I know.
Oh.
It was Northeast Austin. They asked me where I wanted to go.
Was it by St. John's, do you know?
I don't know.
That was where I used to live, and there was some shit going on at every single
I didn't realize, I've always said, like, Austin's probably the softest city I've ever lived in. Not saying anything bad, it's just a lot of the cities I've lived in.
Being from New York, I agree.
Yeah, a little bit grittier where I've come from. So, I was like, oh, Austin, like, you know what I mean? What are we going to see? Some drunks down on 6th Street or whatever. Yeah. She's like, where do you want to go? I'm like, wherever it gets, like, popping. So, did you know we have a host stroll in Austin?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You did?
No. I didn't, like, because even anywhere hood in Austin.
There's a couple.
I mean, like, a legit standing out on the block, down the street,
Crestview?
multiple.
Are you talking about Crestview?
I don't know. Northeast. Is it Northeast Austin?
East. This is, like, central-ish Austin.
This was Northeast in the middle of the night, and there was like a bunch standing out on the corner or whatever. But
yeah,
there was something going down at a corner gas station, and so we had to, like, everybody mounted up over on the other side, And it was funny because just as they were getting ready to go, and I was like, yo, I got to piss. And so he's like, all right, I'll take you over here to the corner. So he pulls up to the corner of this parking lot behind like an Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And he's like, just go piss over there. What's like 3 cop cars come back over and they're all shining their lights on me to talk. And I'm sitting there like getting stage fright because I got these 3 cop cars looking, trying to pee. And then we were all going to do this thing over there across the street. And then the helicopter came out and they're talking from the helicopter. And I was just like, let's fucking go.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
It's not anything I ever thought I'd be doing.
Yeah,
but it's
right?
just,
on the other side of the law now.
Yeah. And to be like friends with some of these people, you know what I mean? And like understand and know about them. Like I've had some officers and some SWAT officer on here, but one thing you don't ever think about cops is these people see the worst of the worst of the worst shit every single day.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they're done, they go to the next one. And then they go to the next one and the next one and the next one. And then they got to go home and try to be a dad or a husband or a wife or like that is, and they don't get paid shit. Like, granted, there's good people, bad people in anything you do, but I hate the amount of flack and shit that they've caught over these past couple years. So
yeah, I think it's like with everything else. Like it's like what do they say? I fuck up every kind of slogan or 2 rotten eggs spoil the bunch, something like that.
2 bad apples.
Is that what it is?
2 bad apples.
2 bad apples spoil the bunch.
Is that what it is? All right, we got the confirmation
the
from over there.
sharpest crayon in the shed. Sometimes, yeah. 2 whatever you just said. I think that's really what it is like.
So how's it been doing your? I'm so excited to. Is this the first podcast you're ever on? I Am Redemption.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. First in person one. Yeah.
Got it.
It is.
And then you've been on a couple other times and stuff like that, but now you're a fucking pro.
I'm a pro.
Now you're a fucking pro.
Now I'm a host like you.
How has it been doing your own show and having that whole experience?
Dude, I love it. I love getting to meet. I feel like every single guest that we have had on Against All Odds is like the best. Every time I'm like, this person is like we've just had, I don't know, and this is where God aligns things in my life, right? Because certain times, even the people that I don't meet and like these social media parasocial relationships, right? I've had people that I'm following for so long and I think I know everything about them and we feel like we're friends even though we've never met in real life. And I'm like, but I wonder if they're actually like this in person. I wonder if they're this genuine. I wonder if like all of these things, right? Every single person that I have met and we have had on the podcast has been the most amazing fucking special human. And I felt so connected to. It's just like, it's such a beautiful thing. So I really just, I love doing that and getting other people. I'm always talking about, my own shit and all these things because that's what my page is. So I really love being able to give someone else that space to do that and then learn and hear other people's stories is really fucking cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, we just had episode 75 and I was like, holy fuck.
75? Yeah. And you still got a whole bunch, you're still reeling them out. A lot,
no,
right?
I let it play catch up.
You let it play catch up.
Yeah, I was way too far ahead. Way too far ahead.
Yeah, we're not very.
I was like 30 episodes ahead.
Yeah, that's good to have though. You ever want to take a little?
It was great, but then I think as we grow and things become more relevant, like if we sit down and talk about something that just happened in the world today and it doesn't come out for 6 months.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
So it's a very cool place to be in, but then it's just added pressure because it's like faster turnaround time.
Right. Yeah, but sometimes it's good. Sometimes that's not a bad thing. The faster turnaround time.
No, it's great. It's just bad having to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clip all that shit up. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you're doing it all now, right? Clips, B-roll, website.
All of it.
6 months ago, I didn't know how to turn on a MacBook.
And look at you now. You probably know how to do more stuff than I do, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, I'm not as...
I don't know. I've seen your reels and stuff where you add the other little clips of like funny things and so I don't even know how to do that.
No, I'm good at it, but I'm not as pretty as you, so I have to go like super hard. I got the ugly mug, so
you're doing great.
I'm not as talented as you. I'm not any of those good things. So I got to make up.
First of all, don't fucking talk about my friend like that. Number one, don't ever say that shit again.
I'm just trying to give you your
no, I
due.
appreciate you. But you're doing. No, I've noticed it. Even in your reels and stuff, I'm like, oh shit,
Thank you.
That's a fucking editor pro.
Yeah.
I don't do. Still, people ask me for advice all the time on stuff like that, like
Right.
the editing stuff and all that. And I'm like, dude, I press record on my phone,
Right.
and I'll maybe trim the little bit off of each thing, like where I'm pressing the camera. That is all I do.
Yeah.
I don't really
That's the way,
edit
because
much.
thank God it's good you started like that, and it's good that you hit
people
like that.
keep them expectations low
Yeah.
when it comes for the editing, but it's so cool when you can do that and you're capable of doing that. You know, that's pretty cool.
It's I'll see you film something, and within a couple minutes, it's like posted. It's like, oh, I gotta go home. I gotta edit. I gotta cut this shit. This isn't gonna be out for 3 fucking days.
That's how I try to. I'm on a whim. You know, I try to do everything on a whim. So I film something. I literally like do it. Like I said, it takes me. I mean, depending on what it is, but like some things, I tried to do YouTube once. I tried to like get really into YouTube and long form stuff. Oh fuck, dude, that was
hard?
like, yeah, you're doing long videos and like you're like mine were just talking. It wasn't even anything crazy, but just even clipping and not even adding any extra editing.
Yeah.
Was insane.
Yeah.
It took me a whole day to do one video, like an entire day, just the editing and like filming it that's a lot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for the YouTube girlies. Whew.
It's a powerful feeling now, because I know you could throw me anywhere and give me a couple minutes and I'll come up with a fire ass fucking video for you. So I
Yeah.
love that aspect of it. But the time that goes into it, but a lot of people that, I communicate with a lot of other people that have podcasts and they're just starting off and they'll ask me stuff, and it's like hard to even give them the information, because it's like you go through these levels.
It's something you have to learn. You learn as you go. I think that's what it is.
It's like people, they'll I remember one guy who's like, dude, I don't get it. He has a podcast. He's like, I post these fire clips and everything like that. And I was like, bro, like, first of all, you have to understand, like, we're competing with everybody out here. Everybody.
Right.
Every girl doing squats, every dude with a six pack, like, you're competing with all that. And so I was like trying to explain to him, it's like, bro, like, cool, you have your podcast clips, but what else do you have?
Right.
Once
you
I
gotta
see
have that.
Once I see your podcast clips, eventually I just stop seeing them, because they're just normal now. Like,
Right.
Are you doing videos like you're doing? Are you doing other like low forms of content, something like that? But like building all that and getting to understand it, and that's not even going into, oh, you have to clip this up, you have to add B-roll, you have to fucking do sound, you got to add music. Oh, do you know how to edit your video and this? And it's just like,
Do you feel like you have a better understanding now of how it all works?
oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have it like down? You're like, I got this to a science?
Science,
Like the algorithm and all that?
so here's, funny you mentioned that. So there's people that here's what I've noticed, and this is just my take on all this stuff. There's different types of content creators, and there's people who, like, I think that do what I do. It's more about just being authentic and genuine and saying what I do. And then there's other people that are really good at cracking the algorithm.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily say inspirational stuff, and you know what I mean? Which is cool. Like, you got your following. It's just not what I do.
Yeah.
And so, like, I tried playing the game for a little bit of, like, all right, I need a trending sound. I need what's trending right now? Let's do this. And it's just like, I hated filming that stuff. I hated editing that stuff. It's just like, I'm not going to do it. And I was thinking not long ago, I remember looking back at a clip of our episode. I remember I'm wearing a plain orange shirt and plain pants. And if you look back then, everything was like pretty plain.
Yeah.
And even the way I talked, it was like I was still me, but I wasn't being me.
Yeah.
And it was like,
You weren't comfortable yet. You weren't like 100% comfortable
right.
yet.
But as soon as I started being more me and leaning into being me, like that's when people started like, why is anybody saying things like this? Like getting stuff from it. So it was just like, cool. I've been preparing for this my whole fucking life. Let's go.
Yeah.
So it is cool. Do you feel like you have it down to a science? You
Hell,
probably
the
do.
algorithm and shit? Hell no. Hell no. And I do this full time. It's my job. And that might be insane for me to say, but I have people ask, they're like, how do you? I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. Algorithm, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you can ever fully, like, yeah, using trending, there's little things you can do. If a sound is like blowing up and you use that sound, sure. But like, even then, I think the algorithm is always like this. You're never going to have it down to a science, so I don't really bother.
I've done some research and read into it, and from what the thing that helped me start to understand what social media is, as far as if you're growing it, is like your account signals Instagram. Right?
Yeah.
And so if I put out a post and it doesn't get much engagement or doesn't do anything, Instagram signals like, all right, this isn't quality content, and then they just bumper it. Well, if you go out and you get a bunch of shares, likes, and stuff like that, then that's when it starts
Yeah.
pushing that shit out there. But so getting people, or so understanding, like, you have to signal, and it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it just helps me understand it in a different way, where it's like you need these hits on your account for it to go. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a full, like, the social media aspect of what sucks is, and this is what most people don't see, is like, there's not really much crossover to social media success or podcast. Like,
right.
Social media following doesn't mean people listen to your podcast.
Yeah, no.
The goal is to get these people over here, but finding a way to do that.
Yeah.
But all these people put all this time and effort into growing their social media, which is cool. But then you still have nobody listen to your show. Like, my goal is not to only have fire clips. My goal is to have a dope fucking show that helps people, that people tune in from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I've done shows where it's like they ask questions just to get the clips.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is not what I do.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know either.
I just keep doing what I'm doing. I don't know.
That's right.
Good thing.
We're doing our best.
Right.
Out here doing our best. That's all we can do.
What's next? What's on the horizon for you? Any idea?
What is on the horizon for me? I don't know. We're going to Dopey.
Yes.
We're going to Dopey. I'm going to Florida to see my mom.
I think just hearing your voice, I think we need the mixtape.
Yeah.
Get Jay Kleinburst on there.
Yeah. Get Jay, dude. Jenna was in town last weekend, and he came over, and we were making him do the most silly of videos and shit. It was so fun.
I did the chef hat video.
Yeah,
I knew
that was my idea.
As soon as I saw it,
yeah. I was like, dude, this is you. Yeah, because I referenced you because I was like, listen, dude, you gotta bring some humor into it. You know, that's how these things work. People love to laugh. People love to see who you are. I try to tell Johnny, my son Johnny, who is music and he's very serious and whatever. I'm like, dude, put your personality out there. Let people know you and love you, and then that's a surefire way. Like, let people see who you are. And I know music is a huge part of who he is and who Johnny is and stuff, but sometimes you just gotta add a little funny flakes on it, you know.
And I think the biggest thing you get out of it is just not taking yourself so serious and being able to lean it. That's
Life
what people
short.
identify with.
Right. Life is short. Just like laugh a little bit.
Yeah. I was telling him the same thing when we did his promo for his episode. Telling him that, it was, bro, lean into that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking, and you told me to do it. Ever since I did it, fucking, it's been.
Hell yeah.
You don't get all bent out of shape because you stop taking yourself so serious.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you know. I don't know. Just life is too short to not laugh at everything, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
What good movies have you seen lately? I wanted to ask you that because we always talk about the good shit.
What have I watched?
Did you watch Gladiator 2?
Movies. No.
No?
No, I haven't. The last few months I've been so insanely fucking busy that I can't really remember. There's a few shows that I've watched. I watched this show called Happy Face on Hulu.
I saw that, yeah.
Did you watch it?
It's
pretty good. It's like about this girl and her dad, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. Prison, right?
He's a serial killer called the Happy Face Killer, and it's pretty. I think it's loosely based on a true story. Yeah. That was pretty good. I liked that. Yellow Jackets.
Okay, I know that. I've heard the show.
Dude. It might be a little too girly for you because it's about a bunch of like high school girls or whatever, but it's really fucking good.
I'm surprised my wife's not on it.
Oh, you got to tell her about it. You got to tell her to watch it if she hasn't watched it. It's so fucking good. It's on season 3 now. This is actually a good sign because that means I haven't been rotting and watching as much TV and movies. Honestly, yeah. What about you? What movies? Oh no, fucking. You know what? The Minecraft movie. We went and saw the Minecraft movie, and I fucking loved it. Like, okay, so it's not just it's a kids movie, but Jason Momoa and Jack Black are incredible, and I thought it was hilarious. It's just such stupid fucking humor. Yeah. And I'm like that. Like, I just think stuff like that is really fucking funny. And Jason Momoa in that movie is the hottest I've ever seen him.
Really?
He's got like a mullet, and like you wouldn't think so. But in my taste, because I'm fucking weird.
He pulls it off.
I was like, holy shit, dude, this is A1. Yeah, lava chicken. Yeah, you know.
My wife wants me to take her to see that. So
yeah, you should go see it. It's really cute.
It's good.
Yeah, it's cute, and it's not like a soup. You know those movies that you go see and they're kid movies and they're like you know, it's not. It's got a lot of adult like twang on it. I would say.
I like when they do that.
Yeah.
I haven't. Gladiator 2 is like the last good shit that I've seen, but much like you, like I don't. The hours I keep right now are stupid.
Yeah.
And so by the time it hits 6 o'clock, I'm knocked out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't even know. Yeah, you go to bed so early. I just don't get a lot of time, which is a good. That's now that I'm looking at it, that's a good thing, because there's certain times where I'll go through and I will see every single thing there is to see on TV and in the movies, and I'll watch all of it.
Where do you ever get the time to actually scroll? Because I spend all my time on the other side of social media now. I don't ever see shit. Like, I feel bad.
Scroll. So
like,
nighttime. My nighttime winding down routine is scrolling, okay. and I'm trying to actually not do that anymore, because I'll lock in. Okay, I don't know what like. In my brain, something happens somewhere where I'm supposed to be going to sleep, and then my fucking brain, my addict brain, is no, 5 more minutes.
Nah, fam.
Not one more. You know, I'm watching people fucking power wash shit. That's what I love. Power washing videos, rug cleaning videos, people mowing lawns.
That's why you and Jasmine are so cool.
Dude, I'm
She'll
just
watch
like...
his car detailing videos.
I love that shit. I love it. I can watch, but it's bad because I get so sucked in. And all of a sudden, 3 hours has passed, and I'm watching, and I'm like looking at like I'm a crackhead. That's what it feels like. And that's how I know how addictive this shit is, and like doom scrolling and social media. So I'm trying to, so that's my scrolling time. I spend most of my day like work, right? It's work. A lot of people don't think it's work. Right. I don't necessarily compare it to real work that I've done or other people do in the real fucking world, but it still is work, and I do that all during the day, and I'm trying to get back to as many comments and messages as I can, and that's what I spend my day doing, like filming videos, editing videos, messages, comments, you know, trying to make sure I get to as many people as I can. And then also on top of being a mom, taking care of a house, doing all of those things. If I'm filming the podcast, if I'm doing a brand deal and I got to go somewhere to do, you know, some other shit, the only time I have for scrolling really is at night.
Right.
But the night will get me. It will get me. It will really get me sometimes. Yeah.
I feel bad because like anytime you'll see me drop a comment on there or anything like that, the only reason is because like I just pulled it up and it's the first thing I see, so it's like, I gotta hit her up, and I do that.
No, I appreciate it.
And then it's but like I want to support all my people's shit.
Oh, 100%.
And so like I always feel bad. It's like, I hope you don't think I'm not supporting your shit. It's just, I don't ever fucking see it.
No, dude, I have zero expectation on anybody, literally, because
I'm just saying in general. Anybody.
In general, no, right? That's how I am too. Is because I get so many comments and stuff on my stuff, and that's what my thing is. I try to, as soon as I post a video, I try to answer as many of the first comments as I see. You know, I'll have maybe 5 minutes where I'm up and I'm refreshing it and I'm answering those comments and stuff, and then it gets to a certain point where I have to move on, and then like hopefully I'll get another point in the day where I can go back. But like by the end of the day, there's 300 comments there, and I can't get to all of them, but I want to so bad. But I have learned, and that was something that I had to learn pretty early on, and once my platform started growing really rapidly, is like I can't get to everyone, and I don't want to do some fake bullshit where I'm generating fake comments, or I'm just not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna hire someone to fucking comment back for me. That doesn't feel fucking, and I've had people be like, why don't you just do that? And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. It doesn't feel,
that's not me.
Yeah, it's just not me. So if I haven't gotten back to you yet, your time's coming, I promise.
I pride myself on all messages, all comments, to the point where I can still, you know, do it and all that stuff.
But it will get to a point where you know, or one video pops off and you're not going to be able to.
It's on the cusp now where I'm like starting to miss shit like that, and I missed one. It was a guy reaching out. He wasn't really telling me much, but I was like, man, if you need help, like I can get you connected or whatever. And then he messaged back, and then I didn't see it.
Oh yeah.
And then I ended up seeing it later when he had sent a message like a week or two later, like upset that I didn't reply to him.
Yeah.
And it was like, brother, like,
I've had that. I've had a lot. I get a lot of people that will comment on a post and be like, I messaged you this many times and I never heard anything back, and I feel terrible every fucking time. And I'm like, okay, let me look right now, and it's like from 6 months ago, 3 months, and then like multiple messages, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I've never even seen this thread before, you know. So that really sucks. But I really do try, especially if people, I mean, there's also a boundary, like a little line to it,
course.
because I've had some people be really fucking rude about it, you know, but most of the time, as long as someone comes at me appropriately and they're like, hey, like, I've messaged you, can you check your messages, like, I wanted to talk to you about something, or I wanted some advice on this, and I'm like, fucking hell yeah. And even if it's from a year ago, I'll go back in there and I'll be like, hey, sorry, I'm just seeing this, but like, I'm here now, you know. So I think that's just all we can do is doing what you can do,
right,
you know.
Yeah, like, I want to be there for everybody.
100%.
That's why
Me
I'm
too.
doing this.
I struggled with that for a really long time when my page first started blowing up, because I used to be able to have conversations with every single one of my followers, and I really I'm passionate about that. I'm really passionate about like the people who support me and that are like constantly.
Well, you even did an event where your people got to come camp with you or hang out with you, right? Didn't you do something like that? Or weren't you gonna do
Camp Soberfest?
Maybe that was it, but weren't you doing, or you were looking at doing trips where people could go?
Oh,
like,
Trova trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't really work out with that company because
But the fact,
I want to do
fact
things
that
like
you were
that.
willing to do
Oh,
something
100%,
like that.
100%. And I share a lot of the things. Some people tell me I shouldn't, but I'm like, yeah, come out and fucking see me. You know, I would love to meet you. I would love to give you a hug. Like I love to. One of my favorite things is whenever people come up to me in public and I get to meet them and I get to like say thank you in person and like have a conversation and learn a little bit about you. It's my favorite thing. Yeah. So, yeah.
You what you do that I really respect and that I really like is, and again, this is just the way I look at things, but I see a lot of people on social media or online that there's a lot of asking, like, buy this, buy my product, buy my merch, buy my this, but they don't ever provide any value other than talking. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're already asking things from people, but you haven't, like, you know, now if I've followed you, you're a fitness influencer, and I've followed you for 3 years, and you taught me all kinds of shit, and you come out with a protein powder, like, fuck yeah, I want to support you. You know what I mean? But like, I don't see you push shit or like stuff like that.
Right.
I know, I'm not sure you have a TikTok shop or anything like that, but like,
I do. I don't like to get in that space of ad. Like I do brand deals. I do.
But like more what I'm saying, like, I'll have people all the time hit me up to coach. Right?
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like I did coach. I don't do that anymore. Like, I'm giving it away for free.
Right.
Listen to what I'm saying. Fucking come to the gym. Fucking come for a run.
Yeah.
But this isn't why I do this. I'm not doing this trying to make fucking money. I'm trying to help people. And when I watch your stuff and the way you put your stuff out there and stuff, like, that's what I see.
Yeah.
I don't see somebody that sign up for this or like.
Well, that's what I try. And everything that I do, like I just made a video for Camp Soberfest like that, and I didn't get paid to do that. I genuinely had the most amazing sober inner child fucking experience of my life last year there. And that's things that I try to. That's the things that I'm gonna make videos about. And hey, it's a brand deal, but it's not a brand deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not sponsored, but here's the fucking thing, and you really should do this, and this is something that is worth putting your money into. That's what I try to do.
This is actually perfect timing that you just said that out loud, because I do remember, and I have it on my phone. My wife just discovered that there's this new show out called, some like couples show where they do camp challenges.
Oh, the one on the one on Netflix. I don't know what it's called.
So she was watching it, and I was like, yo, that looks dope.
Yeah.
I was like, where is that? Let's go. And so we started researching it. There's one here in Texas, but is it kind of like that, the Camp Soberfest? Are they doing like events?
So we do like a oh my god, I almost said Special Olympics, not Sober Olympics. Is that what it's called? I mean, it is Special Olympics, but so I think it's called Sober Olympics. So I'll just explain kind of what it is. So it's all of us. It's a YMCA Camp Sequoia Lake in the like redwood forest.
Of course,
I believe
it's called Camp Sequoia Lake.
Fucking beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful out there. And then we have AA meetings in the morning. There's so every time of day, there's multiple different options of things that you can pick. We have 12-step meetings at like 7:30 in the morning. There's also a fitness thing. There's yoga and like I think one other thing. So you wake up in the morning. If you want to wake up, you can sleep in if you want to sleep in. But like early morning, there's all of these activities to choose from. There is also there's boating, there's canoeing, there's waterfall hikes, there's physical activities, there's arts and crafts, there's meditation and breath work and archery, and dude, everything you could fucking imagine. People brought like their mountain bikes last year. Like, obviously it would be really hard for us to bring bikes or stuff because we're flying from here, but there's so many activities, and then on like the day before last, then there's a whole event day of like all of these challenges. We do fucking what's potato sack races, water gun fights.
We're going.
Slip and slide. There's the one where you put the bat and you have to go around. It's like little kids. It's little kid shit, but like for us who missed out, a lot of us missed out on a lot of our childhood or adolescence, right? So it's like going back in time, water balloon fights, like fucking relay races and shit. So it's not as intense as probably like that challenge is, but it's the same kind. It's the same kind of vibe.
Fun as shit, though.
It's a bunch of just like recovered, sober people who are just having a really good fucking time.
Love that shit.
Yeah, and then like you come there was people that came by themselves that had didn't know one person there. By the time you leave, your family with everyone, and it's like hundreds of people. So then you just like you're just expanding your network to all these fucking people, and you know you leave with just like family.
Let's go.
It's beautiful.
You sold me. I'm in.
Yeah, I mean.
When is this? September?
August 20th, 24th.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll let her know.
Yeah, I'll do you follow Breezy? Oh, well, I'll connect you after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
Breezy. She's the one who like made it.
Okay.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. Oh, now I got something to tell.
Yeah.
Jasmine will be excited.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
You're absolutely amazing. Is there anything you want to plug or talk about before we go?
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, Camp Soberfest is really fucking cool. I don't know when this is coming out, but it's in August. And this is not fucking sponsored. I'm just really passionate. Oh, high ropes course too.
Oh, now
Dude,
I'm in.
Fucking insane. Okay, sorry guys, but yeah, Camp Soberfest is really fucking cool. I'm trying to think of other like sober events that are going on. And like I said, none of them are sponsored. These are just cool. I don't really know. Just be kind, say your prayers, make good choices, and don't do crack. Love you.
Don't do crack. So if you remember the way we like to wrap up the episode, if you take a look in your camera, maybe throw out a couple
what is it?
Couple I am statements that just let people know who you are.
I am happy. And I'm on the carnivore diet. Is that
That could be one.
okay? What is there other ones?
Whatever ones you want. This will be how we name your episode, so.
Okay. Oh god, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.